Previously on the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. Anyway, I should get to the cafeteria and eat some fucking bullshit. I'm gonna walk in, there's like a fucking mountain of fucking milk right there in the center. Hey, Takumi, you want some of this milk?
No, Peasants, it's my milk.
No, don't drink my milk, Takumi! But I said, fuck them, no. These are my milks, bitches. I just start going over there, fucking chugging each one. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, there's so much milk. Milk root! Oh God. Okay, that was a lot of milk. And now back to Zero Escape 4, the Infinity Files. Hello! It's NicoB! Back with some more of the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. When we last left off, oh yeah, milk. So much milk! Milk everywhere! Milk here, milk there, milk on you, milk on me! Milk! I love milk! Ah! Milk root! Yeah! But so we got our second ending. Yeah, it was the milk ending. Who would have thunk? Or maybe it was my first ending. Who knows anymore? But basically, Takumi got himself brain fucked. He couldn't stop thinking about milk. Then he helped Takamaru learn how to play cards. He also helped solve a weird sock stealing case. And he learned the wonders of living in a cage. Just like Eito. Oh wait, Eito's not in the cage. I'm in the cage. I was always in the cage. Yeah, needless to say, all this is happening in Takumi's mind. Kyosuke and Kirara also did not randomly come back to life. It's all been in his crazy little brain. And all the mindfuckery has caused his mind to degrade to the point where he's basically fucked. But Sirei gives him an option in the end. Accept the milk or reject it. What do you think, I'm an idiot? Accept the milk, baby. Oh yeah, Last Supper milk. Yeah, you guys point out, this fucking picture at the end is literally just a reenactment of the Last Supper of Jesus. That's so goofy. And of course, Eito is in the spot of Judas. Of course. Interesting ending. Interesting route. Pretty fucked up. I definitely was seeing sort of where it was going once I started seeing like him talking to Eito and him talking about staying in the cage, right? Definitely an unfortunate ending for sure. Felt pretty fucking bad for Takumi. And it does make me wonder if there's gonna be any endings in this game that are actually like happy, you know? If there's always gonna be like this level of bitter sweetness to it. To be fair, you could almost argue that like maybe there isn't, because even in endings where there's probably, or even maybe there is happiness, right? But they're ignorant of the truth, right? Like it'd have to be. Because after that, after learning the truth, it's sort of hard to necessarily go on living a happy life after that. It's hard to have a quote unquote happy ending after that. But as being ignorant of the truth, is that a happy ending? It's like, maybe in some ways, but I don't know. You definitely would find out when you got onto the freaking satellite and realized that all of your friends and family you imagined were not actually there. But the route wasn't as bad as I thought it could be, but it was not, I still say it wasn't great for this first route, especially just where we were. Again, I think it's good that I went through the one I did so that I was much more open to seeing it. And there was some intrigue for sure. And even if they were sort of off kilter and they weren't exactly, you know, focused on anything significant, I thought the stuff of teaching Takamaru to play poker and some of that was actually kind of funny. Even if it was used in some ways to seemingly sort of pad out some of the days, I think. But anyway, last episode, the Kirby guy 4576 said, I think I speak for everyone when I say we've been waiting over a decade for this. Every single video uploaded to Nico's channel has been leading up to this moment. The bagels, the waffles, the turkey sandwiches, they all lacked a vital component. What else would you wash all those down with but milk? Oh my fucking God. You're so freaking right. Dude, how did it take us this long to get a freaking beverage with all of these weird Mimi food items? Dude, how did it take us this long? Our mouths are dry. We need to wash this shit down with some good old moo, baby. Oh, yeah. And milk is used to make cheese, which goes on my sandwich. That's right, Judge. Wow. I learned that in judge school. This is why you make the big bucks. What? I'm supposed to earn money from this thing? It is funny how why is it always food with me? Yeah, it is always food with me. But now we can wash all that shit down. We've done it. We've come full circle, guys. We've got the breakfast, the lunch and dinner item, and we can chug it all down with some good old milk. Dude, the funny thing is, as a kid, I used to drink a fuck ton of milk. I drank way more milk than water. Like, that milk was like always my go-to drink. These days, not as much. Now I have actually traded that for water, as it probably should be. You know, that is like technically 70% of our genetic makeup here. But Lord knows now, every time I have myself a glass of milk, I'm gonna think about Takumi. Takumi, his cage, Eito, Takamaru learning poker, and of course, the fucking legendary crash out. But anyway, Kirby guy, thank you so much for helping us realize that we've come full circle. And it's that reason you are comment of the day. Yeah, you guys also point out some other stuff about how like sort of terrifying this ending is, was just the fact that like, if this is what Takumi was seeing the whole time, right, through the brainwashing, then what was like Ava seeing, right? Someone who wasn't an ally. What kind of crazy bullshit was she going through? Oh yeah, and you guys also corrected me. So I said before that, was this the 100-line thing was proposed by Ichikoshi? It wasn't. It was actually, it apparently was always planned for this. It was something that Kadaka brought up, and Uchikoshi tried to talk him out of it, and then tried to show him how they could do it and why it would be ridiculous. And then Kadaka was like, "Ooh, let's do it." So no, this game has always been that way. So what I was saying before about like, well, whatever this route would have been like without all that extra bullshit is not a thing. So gotcha. Okay, good to know. But all right, let's go ahead and hop back. We have seen our milk ending. So I think what we're gonna do here, since we have just got to the end of, I guess, what is the casual route, it's just kind of funny. It's like, I guess casual in that you are sort of, it's ignorance is bliss, but this is almost too ignorant, right? This is like way too much ignorance. I feel like the other ignorance is bliss is someone who is like this, is hopefully a side where we're sort of looking for answers, but we're not, one, getting fucked over by Sirei, and two, we don't actually ever learn that truth, right? Like we don't lose our sense of self, which is what happens with Takumi. So let's go ahead and go back here and see what happens when we actually do end the dream, right? And return to the nightmare. Oh yes, another thing you guys told me. So I said before, I bet the skipping of like battles and stuff was probably something they added in like an update. It actually was not. Apparently that was one of the few quality of life things that was in the game from day one. But they did apparently add a few additional ones that were not there before to make it a little easier, but it was actually there. So that's good. That's good. That's definitely pretty fucking handy. Because could you imagine having to go through and play every single one of these fights? Like again, every time? Good freaking Lord. All right. No, return to reality. I do not foresee myself getting back to reality and actually saving us. I took the red pill in my hand. No, put me back in the Matrix. I mean, wait, no, leave the Matrix. I could come up with dozens of reasons, but in the end, maybe I just couldn't stand the idea of escaping into a tranquil dream alone. I see. So that's your choice. A hellish reality over a peaceful dream. You got it all wrong. The real hell is this dream. I couldn't even realize I was in hell here, nor that I was leaving my friends behind in their own hell. Nothing could be worse than that. I see. I respect your final decision. My decision. That's right. It was all I had after losing everything in this indulgent dream. At least I could choose how it ends. I swallowed the pill and I went back, thrust right in the middle of an inescapable death. I mean, they come out and get stabbed. Ah, fuck! The school was destroyed, belching black plumes of smoke. The only movement on the battlefield came from the invaders. Nozomi is dying in my arms again.
Nozomi!
As much as I didn't want to admit it, I could tell from her pale face that her wounds were lethal.
I'm so sorry, Nozomi. I should have come back sooner.
Takumi, you came back to us.
Back from the dead, sort of.
The real Takumi. You're back.
She smiled weakly. We were already surrounded by countless invaders.
That's right. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Thank goodness.
In final moments, she let out a deep sigh. She closed her eyes.
Nozomi, everybody, watch over me for just a bit longer.
I'm gonna kill every motherfucker here all by myself.
I'll be with all of you soon.
Damn. I pointed my blade at the invaders and they drew in closer. I did so I could fight right there in reality until the very last moments of my life. I had no regrets. This is the world I chose to live in after all. It was the reality I wanted. Yeah, went about as well as I expected. Ending 23. Casual roof facing reality. Okay. Well, with that, casual roof's finished. Let's go ahead and head back now, all the way back to the actual second scenario route here. So let's go back now, and I think what we're gonna do is just sort of work backwards here with our choices. I imagine we're gonna get an ending here pretty quickly. So defy Sirei one last time. Instead, we're gonna choose to just fucking nuke all of this planet because fuck them. And this is pretty fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually be curious if it's even gonna happen. Will Nozomi still come out and stop us, or like what? How's this gonna go? If it does go this way, then it'll essentially be like nuking the whole planet, and then we're the only ones left, right? But it's like, I mean, we're gonna be living with the guilt of having done that pretty much for no reason, right? But at least all our friends will be alive, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. This will definitely, like, this one was a rough choice. Like, I mean, because this one did inevitably lead to the death of all my friends, but at the same time, we, like, saved this planet. So this is definitely one of the, ooh. I feel gross picking this one. All right. Surei's all crazy. This is a recap. Surei's all crazy pants. He says, you need to kill all of humanity. Defy Sirei one last time. You know what? I just decided at the very end here, I decided, you know what? Let's just not. I'm going to be Surei's friend here at the very end. Nah. Watch this ending be actually way happier. It probably won't be. God, look at Surei's crazy eyes. No, I can't. I don't want to lose anyone anymore. The battle is finally over. I want to carry on living, all with my friends all here. Huh? Then?
Hey!
Let's do what Sirei says. I can't risk your lives any further. Are you sure? You won't regret this. I'm already full of regrets. That's why I want to protect what matters most. Right now, it's everyone here. I'm making this choice to protect all of you. Takumi. Hey, are you having fun talking without me? I don't know what you're jabbering on about, but I told you what happens after this, right? Once the school transitions to attack mode, you need to evacuate to the schoolyard where the escape pod will be, okay? And now look, he's back to being our little friend again. I'll be on my way then. Thanks for the memories, folks. What the fuck? No, Nozomi, come here and shoot him in the face. Sirei left with a smile, and all we could do was watch him. Well, after that, Nozomi showed up with a gun. By the way, you guys also brought up too that, like, I was like, where'd she get that gun before? It was literally her infuser gun. Ah, right.
Takumi, everyone. Nozomi, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine, but more importantly, talk with Sirei.
Oh, you heard. Well, it's like I was saying. I've thought about it, and I don't want to lose anyone else. I feel like this is our only option.
So we just follow the plan they made for us?
I know it's not right, but I want all of us to finish this together. That's my decision.
I see. Okay, if that's your choice, Takumi, then I'll accept it. We'll live with our guilt.
I agree. Got no other choice. I fucking died in that ending. That's not much of an ending if you ask me. I fucking ate shit, then Tommy came over and slurped me up like a fucking drop of milk in a carton. Oh my god! Wow, what did I say? Wow, I don't understand what's going on. Tommy, come down. I don't want to die for a bunch of strangers. They'll hardly forgive us for invading their planet just because we stopped one attack. In the end, we'll just have to fight again. It would only continue that way until we end up dead.
You're right. I intend to follow the decisions made by our team leader. I always have.
Seeing as we come this far, might as well continue living, as ugly as we might be.
I do appreciate, like, again, everyone's just kind of rolling with it, at least in this one, which is kind of nice. Not everyone's just not like, well, you're fucking idiot, stupid, you know, like, again, it's sort of going the route that does make you feel like this could be your true ending, right? Which I think is good. Like, it's the idea that there is no wrong choice, right? That's the point. Like, well, I mean, you know, morally there might be, but it doesn't lead to necessarily everyone just saying you're just fucking garbage, right? For example, like, I really was starting to feel like when I let Nozomi's secret out, I was like, that might have been a big fuck up on my part. That might have been actually a bad choice, but they ended up coming around to it. And then eventually Nozomi even says to you, I'm glad that you did that. You know, I'm glad that you told everybody that. So it's like, you know, I sort of appreciate that. I think that a lot of, I hope that that's how the roots of this work, because then it really does make it feel much more satisfying, I guess, right? And much less like you're just like, oh, all right, here comes the shitty route, right? Here's the bad ending route. And I personally don't love like bad ending routes, you know, like where you're just like going and you're just like, well, this is just gonna suck ass, knowing that it's gonna lead to an inevitable like depression. I mean, it could be the route does lead to something sad. I mean, hell, the fucking ending route that I loved still led to something quite sad. But I mean, that it doesn't lead to like a Clover Axe ending in fucking 999, right? Where it's like, oh, she just kills Junpei and murders everybody. She went crazy. Woo! And the end. It's like, okay. Yellow Submarine ending. Oh God, that fucking ending. We were all saying what we could to reaffirm our choice as we were talking. And then Nozomi, oh God, is Nozomi gonna die or something now? Suddenly Nozomi let out a pained whimper and collapsed with a thud. Nozomi hurried over and felt a burning fever emanating from her body. You're burning up.
It's okay. It'll all be over soon. It's like the crypto golem leaving my body. It's firing up one last time. When this is over, the power of the crypto golem will be gone. This is the end of my time with this power my mother gave me.
That's how it should be. This is the real you. Immediately after that, strange music began to play through the speakers. What the heck is that?
Oh. I think I know. Listen, it's the music they play at graduation ceremonies and stuff. I've never been to a graduation, though. My teachers hated me, so I didn't get invited.
So it started.
The most important moment of this operation will soon begin. Last Defense Academy will now transition to attack mode.
Attack mode? What's going to happen now?
Wait, be quiet. Do you hear that?
It's mechanical. Something is running somewhere.
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 600 seconds. Special Defense Unit members, please evacuate to the schoolyard immediately.
Kimmer, sorry, did he say he was just gonna stay behind and get nuked? I think he does. I think he did say that at one point. Like, he's not planning to come back with us. He's just like, no, he's just gonna go down with the school. He's a machine, and give a fuck. Looks like it's time. Let's get to the schoolyard quick. If we stay here, we'll get caught up in the attack. We'll all fucking die again, and then Takumi will have to eat us.
All right, let's get going. Nozomi, you want to go together? Here, take my hand. Yeah, thanks.
Hey, could someone lend me a hand too? I can't see, so I can't move very fast. Shut up, Eito. I picked Takumi. Oh, for the love of fucker. If you insist, but don't you dare tell me I reek or anything like that. Oh man, I want you. Don't touch me, weirdo.
Am I forgetting anything? I'll stop by my room after I go.
Better grab all your stuff. It's about to get nuked. And so following the announcement, everyone began to make their way to the schoolyard. I better get going too. Can I do one last stop over here? Probably not. Nope. Can't go anywhere else. Got a bunch of BP I gotta spend. Soon after I got to the schoolyard, everyone else started to show up as well. What's the deal? Nothing's happening. I was supposed to go into attack mode.
No, look at that.
Tsubasa pointed to the top of the school building. was just like I'd seen last time. Several huge missile turrets jutted out from the top of the school building.
So, that's attack mode.
Those are some crazy-ass cannons.
They're going to launch a bunch of undying flame missiles all across the planet, huh?
A weapon that can destroy all life on an entire planet. What a terrifying force.
I wonder if they could just go underground to avoid it.
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 400 seconds. Leading up to the omnidirectional attack, all defenses will be rerouted to the intercept system.
What you'll only know about if you pick the other route, where we fuck you up.
The intercept system. Come to think of it, I heard this last time too. I never did find out what it meant. But I guess we don't need to worry about it anymore.
Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately. Repeat. An omnidirectional attack will launch in 390 seconds. Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately. An omnidirectional attack will...
Well, this time we'll actually be getting on this fucking thing. Granted, we'll just be going up and then coming back down again.
Repeat. An omnidirectional attack will launch momentarily. An omnidirectional attack will launch momentarily. Please depart immediately after boarding the escape pod. Repeat. An omni...
Yeah. It's gonna happen any second now. Gotta hurry. Only burnt to a crisp.
Yeah. Just gotta get in that thing, right? Wasn't this pod supposed to go to the artificial satellite? Will it be okay even if there's no satellite anymore? Oh, there he is. It's alright. I've reconfigured the destination. Sirei.
Even at the very end, you're still appearing out of nowhere.
I came to see you off and wish you bon voyage.
Did you say you reconfigured our destination?
No sense in sending you to the artificial satellite when it's been destroyed, right? There's no humanity left to meet you there either.
So you did realize that, though the shock of knowing they were gone broke you.
Okay, yeah, I'm like, that's what I was also unsure. Like, do you not, like, you do realize that they're not there anymore, right? Okay. I don't break silly, and humanity isn't gone. We still have her, Miss Nozomi Karafuji. Better start making babies, Nozomi. Oh, God. The Nozomi harem ending. Huh? The will of humanity wishes for Nozomi's survival. You're the last human left in this universe, after all.
So after simulating the thoughts of all mankind, now that they've been wiped out, they want to stake all their hopes in Nozomi. Me?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it will never be another pure-blooded human again, because none of us are fucking human. Unless you got some, like, male semen just hanging out around here somewhere. Yes, it is the collective will and wish of humanity to ensure the survival of Nozomi Karafuji, the last of the human race. It's also why we must complete the mission as planned. I doubt the people of this planet would let the last humans survive unscathed. It's all for her, all for humanity.
So this will all be because of me now? Everybody on this planet's to die because of me?
Come on, the futurans won't all be gone. We have 11 of them right here.
You mean us?
The mission has entered a new phase. Your survival is critical. What do you mean? You know exactly what he's saying, Takumi. Humanity has chosen a new path. Now that Kirafuji's all alone, it's impossible for the human race to continue. So she'll instead coexist with you futurans. And the hope is that you will interbreed and create a new humanity.
Interbreed?
The sex ending, orgy ending. Of course, we'd like all of you to reproduce, not just Kirafuji. The human and future survivors will begin a new era on this planet.
A new era with just the 12 of us?
Which of you will have babies together? I have some ideal pairs in my head, starting with... Cut it out, man. This ain't no time for jokes. Are we all, like, related to? This makes it even weirder. Yeah, you're just clones. It's fine. Anyway, that's your mission now. Go get fucking, everyone. We're going to hit the reset button on this war, and you're going to build a peaceful world, devoid of hate.
We chosen few are going to purify this hideous, filthy world and build it anew. Bro, I just say it like a corny villain.
Hey.
He's right, though. This coordinated attack is not the end. Rather, it's the beginning of a new history, a harmonious future for a new humanity, right here on this planet.
It's a high price we're going to have to pay for this harmonious future. Yeah, even if they do say there's no creation with destruction.
This was your choice, wasn't it? You wanted to live on hand in hand with your friends. That's exactly why the will of humanity trusts you with your new mission. He's right. We chose this. I've already made my decision. I'm going to live on with everybody here, no matter what happens. We all want that. We just have to make it work.
20 seconds until the omnidirectional attack. Commencing countdown. Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately.
Yeah.
Whoops. Looks like it's almost time. Then I'll be saying goodbye for now.
For now.
Undying flames only affect living creatures, so I should be fine as long as the blast doesn't send me into space. Really? Well, I'll shut up. Oh. Well, only one way to find out. See you later, if I'm still in one piece. It was then that I suddenly felt it, his presence. Oh, he is showing up here in the end. Looks like I'm just in time.
Yeah! Shion, you came!
Yeah, but I don't have much power left. I really only have time to say goodbye. You owe this last bit of extra power to the lack of unnecessary disruptions. I'm sure all of you were conflicted, but I'm glad you made this choice. The one thing I want more than anything is for all of you to live on. That's my whole reason for being.
Shion!
It would be cruel of me to call you cruel for this choice. Because I feel that your lives are more important than the lives of strangers. Aw, she has such a real one, dude. Like, truly, he's like the most, like... He's just like the most, like, self-sacrificing dude. He's just like... He's truly like the kindest, like, person in this game. Which, and it makes sense, too. Like, it makes sense that he would be this way. Because it's literally his whole life. Every aspect of it. All of it has been literally to give... To die. To essentially sacrifice himself for the greater good. But now he's become attached to us, right? To him, that we are his family. I mean, I guess like we are. We're literally clones of him, so we have become his world, you know? I guess this is really goodbye. Everyone, thank you for everything. And farewell. You fought enough. Please, live your lives happily and joyfully. Aw. And with that, Shion vanished, like a flame being extinguished.
Shion, happily and joyfully. As much as I want to crush Shion's last request, it's just not going to happen.
We need far too much to live out our future with any sense of cheer or joy. We lost far too much, and we slaughtered far too many. The idea of ever smiling from true joy again was like an impossible dream. No, you can do it. If you want to, that is. Huh?
60 seconds until the omnidirectional attack. Commencing countdown. Repeat.
See you bitches later. Woo! The 12 of us aboard the escape pod launched into the emptiness of space. We were completely overwhelmed by the sights unfolding outside the windows, unable to speak. And then... we were just as overwhelmed by the beauty of the planet we made our exit from. That's the planet, Futurum. The planet both humanity and the Futurans risked everything for. Its overwhelming majesty was so powerful that it seemed to consume all life and death. It was so beautiful that it made me feel afraid. The very next moment... my vision was instantaneously dazzled by a flash of light. The bombing had begun. The planet was enveloped by Shion's flames. Every last person residing on it burned to ash. It was the ending we chose. The very realization made me tremble and sob uncontrollably. In any other situation, I'd never forget this moment for the rest of my life. Right. in any other situation. Sirei had said one last thing as the countdown drew near to its end in the schoolyard.
Yeah.
It will help you make your new world, if you really need it. Oh. I'll help you. I'll help you live without your pain.
What do you mean? Perhaps he's going to override our memories.
Our memories? Already a new scenario for you in the infirmary before you're back. If you accept it, you can forget all of your pain. You'll live a new life in this school. It may confuse you at first. But I'm sure you'll be able to live happily and joyfully, just like Shion wanted.
But all those memories will be lies.
What's wrong with memories that aren't real? If reality hurts too much, you can turn to fiction instead. You can live happily in a world of lies. There is no value in knowing what is or isn't true. What's important is how you feel and how you connect it to your future.
Yeah.
All of this is so that you can live happily ever after, hand in hand. I won't force you, of course. Think about it while you're on your way back. The light that had once been so bright it lit up the vacuum of space slowly began to fade. What remained afterwards was a planet that looked completely unchanged. Again, it was entirely different. It was empty now. No elders, no youths, no children. All of them gone. If it's true that the planets have minds of their own, I wonder what this one is thinking. Will it accept us after everything we've done? I don't know. I have no idea, but we have no choice but to live on. We're the ones who have to press on and believe in our decision. I've already made up my mind. Interesting. Am I going to get another choice here at the end? Oh, no. Oh, really? They don't even show us landing, coming back down. Oh, wait. Oh. Day 1. Oh, he is. He does. So there actually was no other choice beyond this. So this time he's going to choose to.
Where am I?
I came to with my head resting on a hard wooden desk. My head still felt fuzzy as I tried to make sense of my surroundings. So I guess I also eliminated all my memories of everybody else again, too. Oh, God, I'm gonna have to relearn that Eito's a psycho, though.
A classroom?
Yeah, I guess we did. Did I fall asleep at my desk? Is this my desk? How did I even get here? I don't remember a thing.
What happened to me?
Looking around the classroom only brought more questions. Several others my own age were also here. Each of them slumped over a desk, just like I'd been a moment ago. Wow. Question mark on the name.
Where am I? Who are you guys?
How did I get here?
I never met any of them before. Judging from the uneasy glances they were all throwing around, nobody else seemed to know each other either. What is this place anyway? It's got a messed up classroom.
More importantly, I don't know why, but I can't remember anything.
Huh? I don't remember anything either. All I know is the pretty girl next to me is my little sister.
Where am I? Who am I?
Oh, they don't remember their names?
I'm in the same boat. All I can remember is I'm a beautiful pro wrestler.
Pro wrestler? So that's why she's dressed like that?
Looks like everyone here has amnesia then.
Amnesia? How are you so chill about it?
I guess I just have that kind of personality.
How bizarre. We only remember some parts of our personalities and characters. For me, I remember I was raised in a family of physicians, but nothing else.
Oh, really? No assassin stuff left behind.
I only remember that I was really popular in class. What? All I remember is how much I love humanity.
What the fuck? Wow. So it's like, I'm just gonna fix that real quick.
Granted, for some reason, when I look at you guys, y'all look like monsters and demons, but I guess I like you.
He loves humanity. What does that even mean? That's kind of funny, actually.
Well, the thing about me is I was raised in your average family in an average way, so I don't really have anything in particular.
Before the boy could finish, something interrupted him. Oh. Don't. I guess he's still here. Creature, you're okay. So so we will have somebody here to guide us. We're sparing the blackboard with a sudden chime of the bell. Huh? Grease your commanding officer? Did someone say commanding officer? That's me! Ah, what is that? Oh god, we gotta go through all this again. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the Last Events Academy.
Last Events Academy?
You were all transferred to this academy for a very special reason. To fuck. Transferred? I have a mission for you to carry out here at our fine institution. There's something we need you to protect at all costs, and that is yourselves. We want you to protect yourselves. Ourselves? You see, you are the final 12 survivors of an annihilated world.
An annihilated world?
Final survivors?
So you just have one important responsibility to handle here. You need to stay alive no matter what. You'll need to develop this planet and create a new civilization. You'll have to build this world from the ground up. You're free to develop facilities that can withstand environmental threats, or even to grow new organisms using synthetic DNA. You'll make friends, fall in love, and sometimes maybe even fight with each other as you join hands and live caring lives. Yours is not to reason why. Yours is just to live your lives. Now get out there and live like you've never lived before!
There's the end. Ending 2, reset. Welcome to Last Defense Academy. Wow. Yeah, so they each have their own ending moniker, but it's not the number that I did it in. Though hilarious enough, the first ending was technically ending 1 that I got. And then 23, 24, and then this is ending 2. The reset route. Yeah, it's funny. This ending it technically is a little bit happier, like on a surface level, because yeah, we are still here, and we technically have lost all of those negative memories, so we can just form good ones, right? This definitely is the one that can lead to potentially a happier life for this group this way. But it's also technically more fucked up because we made the selfish choice to kill everybody else for this, right? It's like the underlying truth is actually way more fucked up than this one. But like this one's sadder simply for the fact that all of our friends, the people that we do know, died. And this one is more fucked up because all the people that we didn't know died. But you don't feel as bad because they are like, again, you don't know them, right? And that's part of it. But this is definitely way more fucked up. I still say this one's a better ending for sure. But I don't think this ending was bad, actually. I think this is actually kind of an interesting way to go about it. It was interesting to see that Sirei sort of like, once he saw that we were going to go with it, he was just like, all right, he kind of went back to seemingly caring about us, right? To like, oh, okay, I'm going to help you guys make this choice, right? He like gave us that benefit. I'm kind of glad that it didn't give me another choice at the end to like, again, the red pill, the blue pill, right? It's like, nah, man, just pick for me. Don't make me like waste another ending within this ending. But yeah, it's like technically a slightly happier ending, but way more fucked up. And then if you learn the truth, it would actually be way sadder and you would hate yourself forever. But the more self-sacrificing one, way sadder, but way more morally, at least morally, more on the positive side, you know? Well, all right. With that, now, look at that, guys. We're cooking now. We're from having no endings to 4 endings. Woo! 96 to go. Granted, those were going to be some easy ones to get, right? Okay, so now we're going to work back from here. Back to this one now. Allow Eito to rejoin the team. And this time we're just going to say, fuck you, Eito. I think you deserve it. You deserve to stay in your cage or we're just going to kill you or something. And this is the fucked up thing. I think, is this before? Oh, no, this is not. He has not blinded himself yet. That was after I accepted him. That he came to that. All right, reject his stupid ass. No. Oh, no, it is after he blinded himself. Fuck. No, that's right. Because there was hold on. It was continue fight for humanity, and then Avis Fate. This one, yeah. This was the other one, whether to accept Eito back into, like whether you spare him, right? And then you keep him in the group, and then he hangs out with you for all of this as you learn the truth. And then he gets to a point where he blinds himself to literally like, all right, I've done all this for you guys. And now this does feel exceptionally mean at this point, because he literally blinded himself to get away from it. I get it. He's crazy and is a piece of shit, but at the same time, this is definitely like a pretty thoughtful gesture, at least for Eito. Sorry, Eito, but
I get it. You don't have to spell it out.
Huh?
What?
My other senses have been greatly heightened now that I've lost my sense of sight. I already know what you're going to say next, just from your general vibe. I can also sense how agonizing this decision is for you. So, it is enough. You don't have to say anymore. I'm not interested in putting you in yet another painful position.
Eito.
Who could blame me for not wanting me to join, right? Those glitched memories embedded in me may have been the root of the cause, but it doesn't change the fact that I chose to do what I did.
But you destroyed your own eyes too?
I did it because I wanted to, and certainly not to garner sympathy. I knew something like this wasn't going to be enough to regain your trust. I knew it wouldn't conveniently make us friends again. I knew all this, but I still couldn't stop myself from holding out hope. I may lie to people on the outside, but I never lie to myself. It goes against my nature.
Oh, and Nozomi's getting fucked up by this.
Now that that's settled, if you'll allow this public nuisance to beat a hasty retreat.
Retreat? Where?
You're gonna leave? With your eyes like that?
The invaders will get you.
Your ugly concern is most gratifying, but there's no need to spare me any. Like I mentioned, my other senses have greatly heightened. I actually have no issues handling any invaders I come across. Also, this won't be my first time leaving the academy. I probably know more about this outside world than any of you.
It's still too dangerous. Just because I don't want you back on the team doesn't mean I want you to force you to leave the whole school. If you promise to stay in your cell and not interfere with any of us, you can stay.
Have you forgotten? This facility was built for the Special Defense Unit. It's no place for someone who doesn't belong. Am I right, Sirei?
Yeah.
Naotsuki is correct. Anyone not recognized as an ally is naturally viewed as a dangerous element. An element that can only work to our detriment and never to our benefit. Therefore, he must leave.
That makes it easier for me to get over my feelings too, now that I no longer have to put up with your unbearable voice and smell.
You little piece of chicken shit. Always the same right down to the end, eh? I shall be responsible for seeing you off. I expect you haven't gotten used to your newfound blindness yet. May need a little bit of help getting around. This is my duty, an obligation as your commanding officer.
The commanding officer has spoken. The rest of you can just stay put. Not like I could see your hideous mugs even if you did come. Besides, there's something I need to speak about in private with Sirei before I leave.
With me?
If you don't mind, consider it my last wish.
He's gonna murder Sirei and then murder all of us.
Yeah.
Very well, you may tell me along the way. You are still considered a member of the Special Defense Unit while on school grounds.
Thank you. Very much obliged.
This is goodbye. Forever. You miserable freaks. And you may not think me sincere when I say this, but I pray from the bottom of my heart that you will win this war. Good luck.
Oh, it is sad. It is pretty sad, especially after having gone through what we did here at the end here, right? We know he really does just kind of come back all the way back around again. Like that we actually did manage to change him. It was a pretty great character arc for Eito. After that, under Surei's guidance, I made my way carefully through Last Defense Academy in total darkness. What? I switched perspectives?
Yeah.
Oh. Here are a few days' worth of rations as a farewell gift from me. Oh, I switched to his perspective. Oh, this is fucked up. His eyes all jacked up. Still somehow able to see a little bit, apparently, even though he has literally no eyeballs in his head.
Wow, this is surprisingly thoughtful coming from someone who only really cares about victory.
I continued conversing with Sirei as I walked next to him in darkness. It may have been the first time we had ever spoken at leisure.
A manifestation of guilt for embedding those glitches into my brain.
Defects were inevitable. The brain, especially the human brain, is a complicated organ no one completely understands yet. It was no mean feat getting everyone combat ready with the limited time and resources available for us. There was no time for multiple rounds of tests or verifications, although we did conduct an endless amount of simulations.
Yet even with that, out came someone like me. I don't know what to call this, but destiny.
After Sirei and I finished talking, I left Last of Us Academy behind. I remained cautious of my bedarkened surroundings as I moved through the city ruins. I used my feet to feel the rubble. Even though I had proudly declared that I could handle myself, moving around in total darkness was still rather mentally straining. Darkness. 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 Everywhere I went, I was greeted by pure, unadulterated darkness, with not a speck of light to be found. I couldn't be sure what was on the road ahead of me. Did anybody come see me off, even though I said there was no need? Maybe someone watched me walk away from school until they could see me no more.
No, that's not possible. What am I hoping for? Nobody there cares about me. I'm nothing but a traitor. Bug to betray.
But then again, this terrible defect reflected the repulsiveness of its creator, mankind itself. And I was equally repulsive for allowing them to lead me by the nose all this time.
By the time I realized that, it was way too late to do anything about it.
I kept walking. My destination was second to Last of Us Academy. Sirei had given me directions on how to get there when I left. He said it would give me a place to hide from inclement weather, and that there was probably leftover rations there as well. Sirei had likely told the others I would be heading there. Once they learn I won't be ending up in a ditch somewhere, those who have been even the tiniest bit concerned about my welfare would surely be able to breathe easier. Personally, I'd rather they not feel a single shred of guilt even if anything should happen to me. They didn't chase me out. I decided on my own that I would leave. Although Sirei had given me directions, wandering through the ruins without sight, I couldn't tell for the life of me whether I was going in the right direction. But even if I wanted to keep going, I had to put faith in the path I had drawn up in my mind. There was also one more thing keeping me going. I wanted to witness how things would turn out for the others on day 100. They were special to me, even if we didn't manage to become friends. To someone like me, who used to be as disgusted at the mere thought of having to coexist with hideous humans. I now knew that those were just fake memories implanted into me. Still, these were people with whom I had spent a staggering amount of time. Aww. Even after discovering they were actually empty inside, that everything had been lies, built on lies, they still chose to support each other and blaze a trail through destiny. There was nothing we could trust, nobody we could lean on. Fake memories, fake goals, fake backgrounds, fake families, fake friends, fake love, and fake hatred. Empty vessels made of fabricated falsehoods. That was all we were. What could such people even believe in? Yet they chose to believe in each other and to fight for each other to the end. The revolting appearance, smell, and voices still disgusted me to no end, but the feeling of camaraderie they shared was as real as they came. Watching them had made me forget all I had done and start wishing I could be a part of that too. But they weren't naive. Gouging my eyes out as a show of my commitment was never going to be enough to convince them to let a repeat traitor like me onto the team. I had been ready to face rejection, but deep down, for just a short fleeting moment, I had entertained the thought that they might forgive me after all.
Such an indulgent thought that was. When had I become so naive?
But that now was not the time to dwell on such thoughts. I had to focus on walking. I'd arrived somewhere as long as I had kept going. All I could do now was to keep walking and pray that I would eventually reach the second campus.
Pray? No God would listen to the prayers of an empty shell like me. Phew.
Darkness clung to me. From the skies above to the ground below, all I could see was unadulterated darkness. No gradients, no flickering, just plain darkness. I read in a book that humans invented fire out of their fear of the darkness of night. When I read that, I mocked them as weaklings in my mind. The birth of fire led to the birth of war. Humans would burn themselves up in the very same fire they sought. There would have been peace had they not created such a thing, and simply endured the darkness of night. How weak and hideous. I remember thinking that once. Now, however, I knew how wrong I had been. It was not that they had feared the night or failed to endure the darkness. They were afraid to not have light by their side. For light represented hope itself, and these eyes of mine would never see light again. Why was I feeling sad about that, when I utterly despised everything I saw in this world? It was really actually fascinating seeing... don't know what day it is anymore. Fascinating seeing, or actually hearing Eito's thoughts. You know, like we actually now know how he feels. So it really shows too that he did genuinely care about us, right? In his own fucked up little way, especially at least at this point, right? And that it truly was repentant.
Oh, this place.
After a few days of nonstop walking, I stepped into a facility that felt all too familiar to me.
Right, this is...
It would appear that I managed to reach second to last Vince Academy after all. To be honest, I was beginning to wonder if Sirei had deliberately given me the wrong directions.
I guess he's not as wicked as I've imagined.
I naturally drifted in the direction of the cafeteria once I was inside. The layout of the school was almost exactly the same as the other one, like I'd been told. This place would shield me from the elements as I waited out the remaining days. There would be no fighting. I only had to wait here in safety until the missiles were launched and everything was over. But there were over 10 days left. I'd have to live in darkness until then. Or there was a faster way to end things. I opened the heavy bag I'd been carrying and traced my finger along what was inside.
99 schlecht nature. Wann der Öld in Wirklichkeit hut. Kennt der in Lecht. Like Cypher and Nannen. Also lieben und dat sin egal.
When something is really as something. So it's like 99 bad nature is what that says. It's like know your something. Also leave on, I don't know some of those words. Igual is equal, I believe. Without equal. Something without equal. I knew what it was even though I couldn't see it. An undying flame bomb Sirei had developed. Activated using Hemoanima, powerful enough to take out even Veshness. This miniaturized version was still more than capable of reducing a human body to ashes. Skin, bones, hair, everything would disappear. If Veshness comes for you, I'd like you to use this before she absorbs your cryptoglobin. That was what Sirei said when he handed this to me. However, I was not able to discern his true agenda. Did he really want me to blow myself up and take out Veshness with me, or was he simply giving me a tool to euthanize myself like an animal?
There you are.
I ran my finger over the detonator. Everything would end when I pressed this button while infusing Hemoanima into it. I'd be free from it all. Free from my fake memories, false hatred, and empty existence. Free from the man called Eito Atsuki.
Press it. Come on. It's all you have to do. Why can't you just press it?
My finger wouldn't respond no matter how loudly and harshly I berated myself. Even though I knew pushing the button was all I needed to do to be freed from this pain, I still couldn't do it. Wanting to witness how things turned out for the Special Defense Unit was merely an excuse. The actual reason I couldn't do it was because... When I realized what this feeling was, I had to laugh despite myself. I was afraid. Afraid, fearful, spooked, daunted, anxious, just scared stiff. Death frightened me even when I had nothing to live for. How could I not laugh at the irony of that? Death was no different from a life without purpose, yet I feared it. I put the bomb on the floor, my hands trembling. Then I sat down on the floor as well and leaned against the wall. As I did, the fatigue from the few days of walking got to me and I felt groggy all of a sudden. My consciousness disconnected in the silent darkness. Wouldn't it be nice if death visited me now, so I would simply slip into an eternal slumber, never to wake again? But no, I would never be allowed to enjoy such a peaceful end. 2 days later. What the fuck?
What was that?
An unfamiliar voice screaming. I knew something was wrong when I woke up to that. I could always pretend like nothing had happened, but my feet were already moving in the direction of the screams. As I ran, the smell of fire was so intense it was burning my nose. It was the stench of fighting. The screaming was coming from multiple people. Were they trying to get away from something? Who the fuck are those people? What? I ran to the schoolyard and focused my hearing on what was happening outside the school. I hear multiple sets of footsteps getting closer. Since I couldn't see their exact locations, I simply waved in the general direction of the sounds.
Over here!
I kept waving. That seemed to work. The frantic footsteps came louder and louder. I raised my hands to indicate I wasn't holding any weapons. As I did, the approaching group stopped a distance from me. They were panting hard as if they had been running for a long time.
Wait a minute. Who are these people?
Definitely not the Special Defense Unit. Are they natives of this planet?
Were you being chased? By whom?
Nobody answered me. I didn't even know if we spoke the same language. Couldn't have been Takumi and the others chasing them, so invaders?
You can hide here if you want. This place was destroyed a while ago. It's unlikely anyone will come looking for you here.
Still no response, but I could sense they were listening to me.
The cafeteria here is stocked with more than enough food for all of us.
The mystery group wasn't moving at all. I didn't even hear them whispering among themselves. They were probably communicating with each other non-verbally. Or maybe they were trying to decide who would get to attack me first. After all, to the natives of this planet, I was the invader.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm blind. I don't know how many of you are here, and obviously won't be able to attack you.
Still no response.
Anyway, I'm heading back inside. Follow me if you intend to hide here.
I turned my back to the mystery group and started walking. I was completely defenseless. If they killed me, they could have this hiding spot all to themselves. Yet they followed after me politely. When I staggered, they would even stop and wait out of consideration for me. One step at a time, I went further into the building with a hand on the wall, taking care to use a route that could not be seen from the outside. Finally, I found myself back in the cafeteria with the mystery group in tow.
This place should be safe. You can eat anything you find here.
After that, I went back to my usual spot and sat down again. I almost wonder if this is like the same group that we ended up running to in the end, in like the other ending, right? The main ending that Nozomi ran into when everyone else was dead.
Huh?
Where was my bag? I remember I'd left it here. I felt around the floor next to me with my right hand for the bag that contained the undying flame bomb. Where was it? Where could it be? Thud. Something heavy suddenly fell into my lap. Someone had placed something there. I gingerly touched it with my fingertips. It was my bag.
You found it for me.
I asked my surroundings, but received no response like always. I then put the bag on my shoulders so that I would never lose it again. But then I accidentally hit the detonator and blew us up. Ending 101, boom goes the dynamite. Leaning against the wall, I let my hearing take over. I heard the sound of rummaging for food. It didn't seem like they were interested in attacking me for now. It was likely they would leave once the enemies that were after them went away. Then I would be back to waiting for day 100 here, all alone, so I could witness the ending that everyone made for themselves. Sometime later, I heard the sound of a can being opened. I guess they decided to eat the food that was here. They sat a cautious distance away, but were still close enough to keep an eye on me. I hoped they got something to eat they liked, at least. So I couldn't see, I couldn't even choose the kind of food I wanted to eat. That reminded me of the 5 cans of pickled fish I had to eat in a row last night. I inadvertently nodded off even though I hadn't been feeling particularly sleepy. And thus I fell asleep while being surrounded by an unknown number of natives. It's funny, one of those people definitely had like an actual face too. Which almost makes me wonder if they show up maybe in some other ending too. It seems like it'd be a weird thing to have like a face character that only happens to show up in a blind man's ending where you can barely see them. Perhaps it was because I felt no animosity from them. I could sense that they were friends. They huddled closely together to eat and rest in this unknown place. Maybe they were sharing their favorite foods with each other. Maybe they were exchanging jokes with each other so quietly that I couldn't hear. Whatever it was, the atmosphere was like a comfortable blanket over my body, warming me up and making me sleepy. Like something I once had myself up until a short while ago. How did I not realize sooner what a beautiful thing that had been? late that night. Somebody was shaking my shoulders. I sensed that I had been surrounded by a few people who were looking down at me. Yeah, I do. There is indeed a face.
What is it?
Why are you here?
It was the voice of a child, a young girl who seemed to be about 8 to 9. A native of this planet, a Futuran child. Thinking back, I realized I had never met anyone from this planet before, neither during any defensive battles nor when I was with Veshness. Had they been isolated from the war, maybe in a shelter of sorts like the Tokyo residential complex?
Why are you alone?
The girl asked again. Since she was speaking as the representative, they were likely a group of children. I could sense wariness in her tone of voice. It was as if this was a tense cross-examination. My response would determine their next course of action.
Well, one thing led to another, and I wasn't allowed to stay with my friends anymore. That's why I came here by myself.
Why? What happened?
I killed some people. I did some shit. I did something bad and ended up hurting the others. That's why I can't stay with them anymore.
Upon hearing me say something bad, the girl took one step back, an astute decision.
Were you forced out?
No, I went away of my own free will.
Still too dangerous, because I don't want you back on the team doesn't mean I want you to force you to leave the whole school. Promise to stay in your cell and not interfere with any of us. You can stay. It was so like Takumi to say that. In fact, his words made me waver for a brief moment. I wanted to cling to those words, to selfishly feel like I had been forgiven. But it was pointless for me to stay. I don't belong there. I could never, ever forgive myself for doing the unforgivable to them. That's why I had to leave.
You can't go back anymore?
No, I can't go back anymore. That's why I'm here. What about you? Were you being chased by something?
At that, I could hear murmuring from behind the girl. They seemed to be discussing whether or not to reveal the answer to me.
We can't go back either.
Why not?
Because we broke our promise.
She sounded so very sad. I didn't know what the other Futurans looked like, having only seen the commanders, but it seemed like they felt sadness the same way we did.
What promise did you break?
We were told not to go outside, but we all went anyway because we thought we'd be okay. But we got lost and ended up in an unfamiliar place.
Ah.
Monsters kept chasing us, and we got farther and farther away from home.
And that was how you ended up here.
I think she must have nodded. There were other people living on this planet besides the commander's invaders. At the very least, these children probably had nothing to do with the war. Since they were being pursued, they were likely targets as well. They were targets, even though they had no way of fighting back, unlike us.
You don't know how to go back?
No.
There should be a map somewhere in the facility. If you can find it, you may be able to find a way back home. I wish I could help you look for it, but as you can see, I won't be very helpful in that department. So feel free to look for it yourselves.
The children other than the girl in front of me immediately scattered about in all directions. I think the girl's the only unique one. I think the other ones are generic. Likely taking my advice to look for the map. There had to be a map somewhere around here, since maps were indispensable for warfare. They would surely find one if they split up. And once they did, they were likely to depart by tomorrow. Leave me alone here to wait for the end by myself. Heard a soft thud next to me, an indication that the girl in front had moved to sit down next to me.
Huh?
She was so close I could touch her if I just stretched my hand out. You're being too trusting here, Missy. Or maybe she felt like I posed no danger because I couldn't see.
No chance of forgiveness.
Huh? Oh, you mean me?
Yeah, aren't you sad you can't go back?
Nah, it's too late for me.
Why?
Good question. Because the mistake I made was too big to be atoned for. Nobody will forgive me. And that's why I can't go back.
Okay.
She started chomping down ravenously on an open can of food. Most likely, these children simply wanted to take a peek at what was going on outside and had not planned to end up so far away from home. The possibility of not being able to make it back have never occurred to them since they broke their promise to the adults out of mere curiosity.
Maybe we won't be forgiven too.
She wondered out loud as she ate her food. Not being able to make it back home was not the only worry on these children's minds. They also feared that, like me, they wouldn't be allowed back into the fold again. could immediately think of a number of encouraging statements I gleaned from the books that I had read, but then I would be lying to them, something I was averse to doing to these children. However, that also meant that I now had nothing comforting to say to her, being someone unforgiven myself. In the end, I simply kept quiet, and she too said nothing more after that. When the children who had gone searching returned, they huddled back together. Their whispering voices eventually became softer and softer until everyone fell asleep. With a hand on the bottom of my lap, I eventually drifted into slumber as well. The next morning.
Huh?
I jumped awake when I felt my arm being tugged on.
What happened?
Come with us.
The children were already awake, but something was clearly wrong. They were as panicked as they had been when they first came here. They pulled me outside second to last Events Academy. As I felt the wind on my skin, I could also smell the scent of blood mixed with it.
Look there.
I'm sorry, but I can't see.
I felt her hand that had been pulling me along suddenly let go as if she'd forgotten that I was blind.
Can you describe what's going on?
The monsters are coming this way. I think they've realized there are people here.
How many?
Too many to count.
Some of the children were shouting while others were trying to calm themselves down. Some started crying and others got angry. Nobody had expected this to happen. They left their home without thinking too deeply about the consequences. It luckily never crossed their minds that leaving was tantamount to breaking their promise. Now they regretted it. They wished they'd never left. Now they were facing the grim reality of death. They were starting to give up. They resigned themselves to the possibility they might die without ever being forgiven.
Did you find it?
What?
The way home.
Yes, we found a map, but there's no point. We still can't go back.
Why not? Because of the monsters? Or because you might not be forgiven for breaking your promise?
No answer. Perhaps it was a little of both.
How about this? I'll hold those monsters back, and you guys run away once you find an opening.
That isn't going to work. You can't fight.
Hey, you give me a little too little credit. I'm actually pretty strong, and I even have a weapon.
But you can't see.
I'll make it work somehow. Anyway, can you do what I just said?
But we broke our promise. Everyone must be so mad at us.
Interesting. I wonder if am I gonna get into a fight and then have it like part of the screen like blurred or something, or like covered in black, or maybe it'll just be like a story thing. The sound of rumbling and stomping became louder and louder even as we spoke. I didn't need to use my enhanced hearing to know that this was clearly a large army. Not as many as the ones we faced in our defensive battles, but more than enough to cause a group of helpless children to despair. Time was quickly running out. I had to convince these children to flee right now.
Listen, I won't say anything. Everything will be fine.
Huh?
That'd be really irresponsible of me when I have no idea if you'll be forgiven for what you did. Instead, I'll tell you something I want you to remember.
Words from the bottom of my heart. For a person whose life is based on made-up memories, goals, and grudges. Feelings I hadn't been able to convey until now.
Forgiveness isn't something dispensed on the spot, but based on the actions you choose to take after the mistake. So the most important thing is, what will you do from now on?
So,
if you want forgiveness, work hard to gain it, instead of dwelling on your mistakes. While there's still time for you to redeem yourself.
What do we do from now on?
I took out my diffuser and drove it into my chest. There were luckily no commanders among the approaching swarm. I could take a group of minions by myself.
Now go.
But what about you?
I said go.
Gah! I shout them angrily. The girl bolted at my command and the other children quickly followed. Their little footsteps eventually faded into the distance. Good, get as far as you can, away as you can. The strategy of mine wouldn't work otherwise. Next thing I heard was a heavy stomping, indicating the invaders were marching ever closer. I gripped my weapon tightly and waited for them to get close. They would be pleasantly surprised to find me here. It was quite likely they would prefer to hunt a planet invader like me over native children. The children wouldn't be pursued. They would be safe as long as I could keep the enemies here. Well, here goes nothing.
Ha!
Nah, just story stuff. It says my class weapon tearing the enemy apart with the swing. Good. Let me follow that up with. Fucking those stock punch sound effects. Let's go. Right, left, front, back. The invaders started attacking non-stop. Whenever I felt something hit my body, I could swing in my weapon in that direction. It was like some toes and shit from Bleach. It worked because it guaranteed I would hit something. Actually, no, I'm sorry, Kenpachi, while fighting Tozen in Bleach. I kept repeating this while moving around. However... Blah, blah, blah. Oh, man, he's getting fucked up. Well, this is a shame. I thought I would have been lasted longer than this. I'd underestimated the sheer force of their numbers. The school invaders lunged at me as one when I left myself open after an attack. My class armor protected me, but it had its limits. Since my data had been removed from the Revive-O-Matic again, I would be killed for real if I continued fighting. But I couldn't let them kill me. They would continue chasing the children if they did. I had to take out every last invader here, and now if I wanted the children to be safe. But why? Just my pride, I suppose. Even I had my pride. Ending a defective life by using it to protect someone else wasn't that bad of an idea. Although my efforts to gain forgiveness came a tad bit too late, I was still a former member of the Special Defense Unit. That said, I also knew that I was fighting a losing battle. At my current strength, I couldn't fight this many enemies at once. Couldn't even be proper bait or stall for time. Only one thing left to do then. A concerted attack knocked my class weapon out of my hand.
Now you've done it. Am I punching them or are they punching me?
The invaders surrounded me, now defenseless, and started battering me with all their might.
Ah, fuck.
Excruciating pain rippled through my body despite the protection of the class armor. I thought I might lose consciousness before death paid me a visit. The weight on top of me became heavier and heavier. More and more invaders were piling on me. So they might kill me. That'll do. They'll do just fine.
It's time.
Oh. I reached inside the bag I had been shielding with my body and touched the button that I would detonate the bomb.
Huh?
The answer to your question is yes. That is indeed possible. What would even be the point? Very well. I assume I get to choose which memories to implant. Even though all that does is deepen the emptiness in your heart. Well, I certainly won't stop you if that is what you want. I would have preferred for you to become a proper war asset instead of whatever this is.
Yeah.
That is my honest opinion. I asked Sirei for a favor back then. He took me to the infirmary and carried out the requested procedure. Memory manipulation. At first I thought about asking him to erase all of my memories. Everything would be gone. Sadness, anger, remorse, everything. But it was only right for me to die as my own self. My buggy, corrupted, and defective self. I was the burden I had to bear until the bitter end. So I made that selfish request. For non-existent memories. Memories of me having a great time with everyone. While being aware of the duplicity of these memories. That they were all lies. Yet here I was right now, surrounded by the warmth and happiness I felt back then. Is he there? Oh, he is there. Look at that. Behind you, Gamu.
Takumi. Everyone. It's unfortunate. I won't get to witness how things turn out for you. But I'm praying for your victory. No, actually, I'm praying for your happiness. From the bottom of my heart.
Oh, fuck. Damn, dude. Wow. Fuck. That one hits hard. That one hits hard. It really shows that we did actually genuinely redeem Eito, right? Fucking hell, man. Ooh, that was a sad one, man. That's a really fucking sad one. Oh man, I feel like a lot of these things are gonna be like really fucking sad. Oh, that was actually ending 3. Goodbye, Eito Root. Praying for your happiness. fuck, dude. Wow. Damn, that's a... Ooh, that was hard, man. That's a... Definitely has sort of changed my opinion of Eito now, I'd say. I mean, granted, I was already feeling that through the other ones, but this one really pushed me over the edge now, where I'm like, oh, fuck, no, we all right. I mean, we're gonna go back in time eventually, and he'll be back to being like full on hating us, being evil and shit. But I definitely won't forget this one, man. I definitely will not forget that one. Well, all right, guys. I think this is probably a good spot to end things here for now. Wow, man, look at us. Oh, just like that. Hey, 5 endings. Not bad. Not too shabby. We're 5% of the way through the game. We did it. At least in theory. So I guess next time we'll be heading to this one, which will be, yes, to continue to fight for humanity. And this is one that I feel is interesting, because I do feel that this one has like just inherently has no necessarily wrong answer in that way. Because like, yeah, I feel like we should be rightfully pissed off about that, right? So I think this might lead to a very interesting route. But anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like and a favorite, and subscribe if you're not already become a picky penguin aboard this LP, where the days are always sunny and the vids are always funny. And as always, guys, till next time, stay classy.